Hey, this is Josh with New Review coming at you with a new review, and this time about Hulu's series, The Runaways. The Runaways is based on a comic series produced by Marvel that was part of a group of comics that was trying to take on a little bit more story based elements or a tone, um, focusing on relationships and things of that nature instead of superhero fights like most comics were at the time, kind of bringing in some Japanese manga elements. And it actually was able to transcend the end of those releases and have a life of its own. And it follows the story of, God damn it, Nico, Caroline, Caroline, six teenagers whose parents are part of a secret society known as the Pride. In the comics, all of them have some sort of power or supernatural ability or weird thing associated with them. However, in this series, they've kind of readjusted that. Carolina does have powers, although instead of being full alien, she's half alien. Um, Nico does have like this magic staff thing, but it's not because her parents are magic. It's because her parents are tech wizards. Um, and also the means to get the staff of one instead of doing some sort of self harm, major self harm. She just pricks her finger on the wand thing and it activates because it needs her genetic code or something like that. Gert still has a dinosaur, only her parents are not time travelers. Molly, they actually changed from Molly Hayes, so an Anglo name, to Molly Hernandez, which is a Latino name. And instead of her parents being mutants, they were geologists, and her powers came from some sort of weird rock. Uh, Alex's parents, they're not mobsters per se, but that still tracks very much. Same with Nick, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since the series came to a finale. Just one quick check. Just want to make sure I get the right names. Uh, Carolina Chase. Chase. Um, his parents are, well, at least his dad is a genius, so that also tracks. Um, and now the way it goes in the comics is as soon as all of the kids find out that the parents are in the secret society trying to bring back three deities, the Gibborim, to that would eventually destroy humanity. Uh, they almost immediately are at odds with their parents. In this series, um, the Gibborim is not a group of deities, but a religion. The sacrifice is to bring back Carolina's dad from the near dead, um, and uh, and her dad's like an alien, um, and yeah, and in this series, it takes a while for the kids to find out to actually be at odds with their parents out in the open. Instead, they just trying to figure out what's going on, why things are going the way they are, um, uh, and it was really interesting seeing all of the relationships kind of forming and falling apart. Chase and Carolina start out as a couple at the begin, like partway through the series. However, after a while, Carolina comes out like she does in the comics, and she and Nico start a relationship, which kind of breaks up Alex and Nico's relationship there. Um, and so uh, that creates an interesting pairing. And unlike in the comics, Alex and the others are close, although the reason they kind of drift apart is because Nico's sister was killed, apparently by uh, Jonah, who is Carolina's dad, actual dad. Um, Additionally, Gert and Chase, like in the comics, they become rather close. Molly is still the youngest. However, in the series, she lives with Gert and her family because her parents were killed by Carolina's mom. Um, and like I said, the show focuses much like on the comics on the relationships, and kind of like instead of all out fighting, it focuses more on intrigue. So it's kind of like a more of a drama than a superhero action than a superhero TV show like Arrow or The Flash, where it does have some mystery elements, some detective elements. It's not as detective oriented. It has a mix of combat and detective work, whereas Runaways is largely detective work. Um, and the season ended much like how the first issue ends, although with the kids being framed for the murder of a sacrifice of theirs, although in this case the sacrifice did not go as planned. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the next season. It was renewed for 13 episodes, if I remember correctly, so I'm looking forward to it coming back. I don't know, and who will probably do the same model while they'll release a few episodes immediately and then space the rest out for a few weeks. Uh, but yeah, this is Josh with New Review signing off.